Welcome, everyone, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day. This is Jack here speaking, and I'm sitting across from Miss Safina. She is an attorney here in Nairobi, Kenya. And today's discussion, we're going to talk about some of the most important things that you will need to know if you want to do business here in Kenya, whether you are a local Kenyan or you're from someone outside the country. So, Miss Safina, please tell us all a little bit about yourself, please.
Oh, thank you, Jack. And Karibu Kenya, which means welcome to Kenya in
Thank you, thank you,
Swahili.
thank you.
Welcome to this building where we've been practicing as a law firm here for over 20 years. It's called Nation Center and it's in the heart of Nairobi in our central business district. I myself have been practicing law for over 10 years, primarily focusing on banking and real estate, finance, corporate commercial law, and probate work. So quite a wide range.
It is.
However, the law firm has an even more extensive range of areas that they're practicing.
Okay. So I noticed that you, at the end of the title of your group, it has advocates versus like where I'm from in the US, they would say associates. Is there a thing with the word advocate? Like, how should we interpret that? Just out of curiosity.
So lawyers in Kenya are known as advocates, not as
Oh,
lawyers, because we are allowed to practice both in court and out of court. We're allowed to go into the courtroom and practice. So in England, they have something called barristers and solicitors. And so here it's a fused and a merged thing. It's called an advocate.
if someone didn't know you or wasn't introduced to you and they came here looking for an attorney, how would they, I mean, an advocate, how would they know they have a good one that's going to represent them well? Are there any things that they can test out or question to navigate that?
Yeah, well, primarily you need an online presence. You need to be online, whether it's through a website or LinkedIn or any other means of online presence.
Right.
And then people a lot of work in Kenya is reputational based. So if you're going to come here and you do know someone here, it's always advisable, has this person used this lawyer before, or what have they done? And for instance, ourselves, we're associated with it's called the State Capital Group, which is based in the US.
Yes.
And they have law firm representation all around the world. And so we are the only representatives in Kenya where they reach out to if they have clients who need to come to Kenya.
Okay.
So that's where we come in.
How do I know I have a good one? If
Again,
there's a way to know.
well, you can check online through the Law Society of Kenya that we're registered, that we're an advocate, that we're practicing. Again, online presence. But all I'm trying to say is a lot is based on reputation in this country.
Sure.
Over 90%.
So basically checking the attorney's reputation would be helpful. Here's a very, very big thing that I learned that is essential for doing business here. So my next question is tell us about what the KRA PIN is. And you're going to have to help me with the pronunciation of the other word because I still haven't gotten that down yet.
Ardhisasa.
Yes, Ardhisasa. What is that and how important are they to have? What are each one and how important are they?
So a PIN number is equivalent, I believe every country has one. A social security number in the US, I think that's what you call it. In the UK, it's another definition of another number. Every country has their own version of this. Where it's a sort of tax number that you have your tax obligations.
So the KRA is basically a tax
it's a Kenya Revenue Authority number.
Okay, great.
But nowadays in Kenya, you need it for almost everything, from buying a car to opening a bank account to buying property to not a phone line yet, that you need an ID, but it may even get to that direction.
So the Ardhisasa, what is that all about?
Ardhisasa is a new platform that's been introduced in Kenya where we're trying to migrate to a digital lands office in Kenya. Everything has been in the past quite manual, and we're still a sort of hybrid system in Kenya where we work both manually and digitally, but hopefully with time we will move completely digital. So if someone wants to buy a property
Right.
in Nairobi, that
Right.
is, you need to have an Ardhisasa account to enable the transfer to your name. And the way you set it up, you just need some documents, copy of ID, PIN, passport photo, things like that to set up the account. And usually people can do it on their own, but if people are struggling, you're not from here, you don't know what to do, that's when lawyers come in and can help you do this. Yeah.
Fantastic. Why is having an attorney important in the process of buying either land, an apartment, or a house? Like,
Well,
in other words, can
yes.
someone do it without an attorney?
I wouldn't recommend it, no.
Mm-hmm.
You need a lawyer for almost everything as well in
Yeah.
this country, especially on something called due diligence checks. You need to check the developer or the person you're buying from, the land is okay,
Mm-hmm.
meaning there's no encumbrances on it, there's no caveats on it that you're not aware of. So you need a lawyer to do all these searches for you and to check the documentation is properly done and there so that when it does get transferred to your name,
Mm-hmm.
it's a-okay.
Okay. So, what would be some examples of some things that maybe didn't go wrong? Because I think I heard something about like they can be building on a land or selling you some land somewhere here in Kenya, and then you might find out that it doesn't belong to them. Is that a thing?
Yes, it can happen. It doesn't always happen, but it
Right.
can happen. So it's always good to be prudent from the onset.
Right.
So you need to do your company searches, you need to do your land searches, you need to go onto the land if you can,
Mm-hmm.
do a proper survey, check the beacons are in place. I mean, it depends how extensive you want your due diligence to go,
Right.
but these things are just part of ABCs of buying any land or property in this country.
What would you say are the benefits of investing in Nairobi?
Well, the diversification from wherever you are, if you want a piece of Kenya and real estate in Kenya's capital, Nairobi,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of real estate, building. If you can see, we can see cranes everywhere, even from this building,
Right.
right? I don't know where in the world you're going to get real estate at this affordable price and
Right.
these payment terms that are being offered now by developers
Okay.
per square foot. If you compare to other capital cities, I don't think you're going to get that. And Africa's the new frontier. You want to invest? I do think East Africa, primarily Kenya, is definitely a place. Our economy is doing well. We have so many sectors that are flourishing. We have a highly educated population. Different sectors are doing well.
Right.
I think Kenya in East Africa, that is definitely a place to look at, to invest in, not only for real estate, but other businesses.
Right.
Yes.
So is it easy to do business here, or is it challenging for like people from outside the country?
Like any country you'd invest in, there's obviously the red tape, as you like to call it. So you need your licenses, you need your proper documents in place, and that's when the lawyer comes in to help you with all the checklist of documents that are required. But it's not difficult to set up a company here. It's not difficult to then get a work permit to work here. It isn't easy to set up.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to have everything in place.
What monthly and annual fees should a person expect to pay here after fully paying for their property?
I'm going to talk about Nairobi
Okay.
and not outside Nairobi because now Nairobi has moved to this new Ardhisasa platform along with what's called sectional titles for apartment owners.
Mm-hmm.
There is something called land rent that you have to pay to the government. There's land rates, which is like a council tax equivalent. Once you own the property, those are your two primary things for the land that you own or the apartment. In terms of your KRA, which we first talked about, your annual filing, you just have to file an annual return every year,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what type of investment you do in Kenya. So it's either a monthly or an annual return.
I guess that can be expensive depending on what you invest
So
in?
lawyers can help you do it, accountants can help you do it, taxation experts can help you do it.
Mm-hmm. What annual expenses would a person, may seem repetitive, but what annual expenses would a person need to know about before purchasing a property here? would they be the same thing or?
Yeah, so you don't really have, unless you have the properties in your name, you're
Yeah.
not going to have any expenses aside from your filing of your annual returns for your KRA PIN every year, which is
Okay.
about $100 for filing it. Someone would charge you for doing that.
Man, that was a wealth of information that I hope will be a benefit. I know it's benefited me as I'm a newbie to all this stuff and I'm still learning, and I'm pretty sure it's more to learn. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down at the bottom and we'll try to get back to you. Safina, if that's okay with you, I can leave your contact information at the bottom. So if you want to reach out to her directly, you'll have that there. So until next time.
Thank you, Jack.